us together. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to take this time to honor the late President George Herbert Walker Bush, our 41st President of the United States, and express our condolences to the Bush family. President Bush accomplished many policy objectives during his nearly 30 years in government, but I believe his greatest legacy is in his complete devotion to this nation and its people. In and out of office, President Bush dedicated his life to public service and helping others. He belonged to that era of Americans known as the greatest generation. Whether it was serving in the U.S. Navy during World War II or achieving the highest office in the land, President Bush never failed to demonstrate selflessness and compassion. When faced with conflicts and adversity, President Bush always responded with grace and honor. He lived at a time when Americans and America knew who we were. His lifetime of service was rightfully recognized in 2011 when he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. Even though he is no longer with us, his legacy of kindness and self-sacrifice will live on. As we transition into the 116th Congress, I'd like us to remember President Bush for his complete devotion to this country and its citizens. It's an honor to have a career in public service, and I'm grateful our country had a role model like President Bush, and I hope my colleagues in Congress feel the same. At a time in history when the nation feels divided, we must remember those who have stood before us and worked to bring the American people together for the good of the country. The alignment he had in life is a simple one. In fact, our nation would be better served if we followed it. It's God, country, and family. I ask that we honor late President Bush. We remember his encouragement to work hand in hand with our neighbors to give back to our communities and to our country. The American people are lucky to have such a compassionate and honorable leader, and will forever be grateful for his service to